The next wealth transfer could create a new class of millionaires. Something unusual is happening, not on Wall Street, not in Silicon Valley, not inside government buildings. It's happening quietly, inside family homes, retirement accounts, investment portfolios, real estate deeds, business ownership documents. Over the next 2 decades, tens of trillions of dollars are expected to change hands as older generations pass wealth to their children, grandchildren, charities, and institutions. This isn't just another financial trend. It could become the biggest transfer of wealth in modern history. And history tells us something fascinating. Whenever enormous amounts of wealth move from one generation to another, entire industries change, new companies are born, old fortunes disappear, and completely new millionaires emerge. But here's the twist. Receiving wealth doesn't automatically make someone rich forever. In fact, most inherited fortunes don't survive. Some disappear within a generation. Others multiply into billion-dollar empires. The difference isn't luck. It's understanding one hidden principle, a principle that has quietly shaped every great fortune in history. And if this wealth transfer unfolds the way economists expect, the next wave of millionaires may not be who you think. Level 1, the largest wealth transfer in history. Imagine standing beside a river. At first, the water barely moves. Then suddenly, the floodgates open. That's what many economists believe is happening to wealth today. For decades, older generations accumulated enormous assets. Homes purchased decades ago, stocks held for 40 years, family businesses, commercial real estate, private investments, retirement savings. Many bought these assets when prices were dramatically lower than today. Time did the rest. A modest suburban home became worth millions. A small investment account quietly compounded for decades. A local business expanded into a regional empire. Now consider one simple reality. People age. Eventually, those assets must go somewhere. Children inherit them. Grandchildren inherit them. Trusts distribute them. Businesses get sold. Properties change owners. Entire investment portfolios move into younger hands. History has seen wealth transfers before. After World War II, millions of families built wealth through rising home ownership. During the technology boom, early investors created enormous fortunes. Today, those fortunes are beginning to move again. But money itself isn't the whole story, because wealth isn't just cash. It's ownership. Ownership of assets, ownership of businesses, ownership of productive investments. And ownership changes everything. Level 2. Why some families stay rich forever. Here's something that surprises many people. Some families remain wealthy for hundreds of years. Others lose everything almost immediately. Why? The answer usually isn't intelligence. It isn't education. It isn't even the amount inherited. It's behavior. Consider 2 heirs. Both inherit $10 million. The first buys expensive cars, luxury vacations, designer clothes, a bigger house, private jets. The money slowly disappears. The second inherits the same amount. But instead of spending, they buy apartment buildings, acquire profitable businesses, invest in index funds, purchase shares of growing companies. Their wealth keeps producing more wealth. The difference is simple. Consumers spend assets. Owners buy assets. This is why many wealthy families teach financial education long before passing down money. Some children attend business meetings before high school. Others learn accounting around the dinner table. They understand cash flow, risk, taxes, ownership. They inherit knowledge before they inherit money, because money without knowledge often disappears. Knowledge without money often creates it. Together, they become incredibly powerful. Level 3, the hidden winners. Nobody talks about. Here's where things become interesting. Most people assume the biggest winners will simply be those inheriting fortunes. But history suggests something different. Every major wealth transfer creates opportunities for outsiders. Think about lawyers specializing in estate planning, financial advisors, tax experts, investment managers, private equity firms, real estate companies, banks, insurance businesses, technology platforms helping families manage inherited wealth. Every dollar changing hands creates demand for services. Now imagine thousands of family-owned businesses whose founders are retiring. Many children don't want to run them. Instead, those businesses get sold. Who buys them? Entrepreneurs, private investors, investment funds, employees through management buyouts. Suddenly, someone who never inherited a fortune becomes wealthy by acquiring an existing profitable company. This has happened repeatedly throughout history. Buying an established business often carries less risk than starting one from scratch. Customers already exist. Revenue already exists. Employees already know the operation. The opportunity isn't only in receiving wealth. Sometimes, it's in buying what others no longer want to manage. Level 4. The psychology that decides everything. Money reveals character. It doesn't create it. Behavioral economists have studied what happens when people suddenly receive large sums of money. Lottery winners, professional athletes, celebrity entertainers, business founders after selling companies. Some become dramatically wealthier. Others end up bankrupt. Why? Because financial success isn't just mathematics. It's psychology. People naturally increase spending as income rises. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. A nicer apartment becomes a luxury house. A reliable car becomes a collection. One vacation becomes 5. Expenses quietly expand until they consume almost everything. Now imagine inheriting several $1,000,000. Without discipline, the illusion feels permanent. But wealth isn't measured by how much money arrives. It's measured by how long it continues producing income. The world's wealthiest families often follow surprisingly simple principles. Protect capital, invest patiently. Avoid emotional decisions. Think in decades, not months. Compounding rewards patience far more than excitement. Every dollar invested today has years to grow. Every unnecessary purchase removes future compounding forever. The greatest fortunes weren't built overnight. They were protected year after year, generation after generation. Level 5. How the next millionaires will actually be made. Here's the biggest misconception. Many believe the next generation of millionaires will simply inherit wealth. Some certainly will, but many won't. Instead, they'll position themselves around the transfer. Imagine thousands of retiring business owners looking for buyers. Imagine neighborhoods transforming as inherited properties enter the market. Imagine investment firms searching for talented operators. Imagine startups building software for estate management. Imagine accountants, tax planners, financial advisors, and attorneys helping families navigate complex transitions. Entire industries expand during massive economic shifts. This has happened before. The Industrial Revolution created manufacturing fortunes. The Internet created technology billionaires. The smartphone revolution produced entirely new industries. Artificial intelligence is doing something similar today, and demographic change may quietly become another enormous opportunity. Young entrepreneurs buying existing businesses, investors acquiring undervalued assets, professionals building careers around wealth management, employees gaining ownership through succession planning. The biggest fortunes often emerge during periods of transition. Not because people predict the future perfectly, but because they recognize change before everyone else. The next wealth transfer isn't only about inheritance, it's about preparation, financial literacy, patience, opportunity recognition, and ownership. Those who understand these forces can benefit even without inheriting millions, because every economic shift creates new doors. Most people simply never notice them. Conclusion. History doesn't move in straight lines. It moves in waves. Some waves create recessions, some create technological revolutions, and some quietly redistribute enormous amounts of wealth. We're entering one of those moments. The coming wealth transfer won't magically make everyone rich. Some fortunes will vanish. Others will multiply. New businesses will emerge. Entire careers will be built around helping families manage changing wealth. And many of tomorrow's millionaires won't inherit massive fortunes at all. They'll buy businesses others no longer want. They'll invest while others hesitate. They'll build services around changing markets. They'll understand ownership instead of consumption, because wealth has never belonged to the people who simply receive money. It belongs to those who know what to do with it. The greatest opportunity isn't waiting for an inheritance. It's preparing yourself before the transfer arrives. Knowledge, discipline, patience, ownership. Those are the assets that no market crash can erase. And when the next great wave of wealth finally arrives, the people who prepared today may become the millionaires everyone talks about tomorrow.